Ladies and gentlemen, listeners, and those watching us on Facebook around the world, as we promised, we have an interview today. And today is a great pleasure for me to welcome to our hotline a good friend for many, many good years, Gabe Boxer. He is known as the Kosher Guru. He's a leading kosher industry food and restaurant consultant and social media sensation. Boy, am I jealous. He has more than 40,000 followers on Instagram. And he runs one of the largest and fastest organically growing kosher foodie Facebook groups called Kosher Gurus Kosher Nation. Welcome, Gabe, to this today. And I was very fascinated because you've dedicated your life, amongst many, many good projects, of bringing anything and everything kosher to the masses in a very fun-filled and kosher way. And how do you do that?
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you for having me, first of all, and sharing my entire story with everybody out there. How do I do that? It's a very, very, I would say, tricky question, but fun job. Being the kosher guru, and it's not the kosher food guru, although I love food and a lot of what I promote and help market out there is kosher food, but it's living a kosher lifestyle, from fashion to food to travel to living that kosher lifestyle within the boundaries of what we learn on a daily basis. And it's really just showcasing my experiences via social media and some print media as well. And hopefully from there, people will, sort of grab onto it and do it themselves.
Wow. So in a beautiful way, you're really doing, in a sense, educating people on the importance of kosher style. And I don't mean kosher food style, but living a kosher life in many different ways. How do you insert your fun?
How do I insert my fun?
Yes.
You could be fun with it. You could have fun with the way you dress. It could be sneakers. It could be proper. It could be modest. But it could be fun as well. I'm a vibrant person. From the color schemes I use. Some people say I'm colorblind. Maybe I am. But it's just fun. There's kosher travel. There's kosher food around the world. And in today's day and age, you can find a Chabad house around the world to help assist you with that kosher food. So I love to travel, make it fun, go on vacation, but don't forget to keep it kosher.
Wow.
Food, praying 3 times a day, learning, and of course, by the way you act, people watch and see how you are and how you act, and hopefully making it a Kiddush Hashem, making it a good thing, people will want to do and follow you as well.
So tell me, for example, most recently, it came to my attention, you were like a really far out places like Morocco and Dubai. How are you promoting kosher in those locations?
So those happen to be 2 of my favorite trips from the past, we'll call it, year and a half. First of all, Morocco, when the government of Morocco signed the Abraham Accords, their Ministry of Tourism, their king gave over the Ministry of Tourism to bring in some kosher influences, we'll call it, to help promote kosher and Jewish travel in Morocco. They reached out to me. At first, I thought it was spam. You know how you have these, your cousin in this continent,
right?
You $1 billion, give us all of your information. I thought it was spam. I happened to have bumped into a family member of someone who works at the council at a kosher restaurant in Manhattan. They said it's not spam. Answer the email. I answered the email, and the Kingdom of Morocco brought me for a 10-day expedition throughout Morocco, showcasing the Jewish communities. We went to graves, kvarim, met people in the community, had kosher food, and met so many beautiful people in Morocco who want us and our community to come and visit. They were so friendly. They were so accommodating. They were so nice. There's so much Jewish history and culture. Then you go to Dubai. I was just in the UAE, in Dubai over Shavuos, over the holiday, a few days before touring, and I met with one of the Chabad rabbis there who showed me to kosher restaurants that they have there. There, in Dubai, it's more modern because the UAE was started in 1979.
Right.
You don't have the same history as, let's say, as Morocco, but it is so, you could almost call it like a kosher Vegas, meaning it's all the star-studded lights, tall buildings, but it's more of a kosher atmosphere, we'll call it. Beautiful buildings, so much fun and entertainment to see, museums, the hotels there are on another level, the service on another level. And once again, There's kosher food. They have minyanim there. They have programming for so many Jewish holidays throughout the world, around the calendar, where you could really enjoy living your kosher lifestyle in Dubai any time of the year.
So all of our wonderful listeners out there, if you are considering to take a trip this summer or in this fall, look out. There are kosher tours and all kinds of events all the way in Morocco and in Dubai. So, Gabe, how do you get involved in this thing? How do you get involved in focusing so much and now be known as the kosher guru?
So that goes back to how I was brought up. I was brought up in a house where my father was a journalist. He's retired. I may have asked him, he's living be well until 120 years old. He was a journalist for many years for the New York Post, for the Jewish Week, and other publications throughout the country and the world. And I saw the power of the press, of journalism. Then, throughout my days in yeshiva and high school and college, I took a side job and took a job working in the kosher food industry and really worked my way up for many years in different positions, different jobs within the kosher food industry. And then with the advent of social media becoming so big as a medium to share your experiences, or you share what you want to share as your views, get the word out there. At first I was like, this is not for me. But then I saw so much positive, so much good. God, Hashem gives us in the world to either use as good or to use as bad. And I took that opportunity to use social media as good, signed up as the kosher guru. Unlike you, Rabbi, I didn't have smichos. I couldn't call myself kosher rabbi. So I figured, you know what, I Googled, besides rabbi, because I don't have, I didn't go to college to become a rabbi, a school rabbi, I Googled, what else could I be? So for $1.99, I became a guru. I always tell everybody.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, we're actually speaking to Gabe Boxer, who is the son of the illustrious Tim Boxer. As you indicated, your dear father, I may have asked him, was a columnist for the Jewish Week, now for JewishWeek.com, also in the New York Post. And I also, if I remember right, that he discovered the comedian Dick Gregory, right? He was the press agent for Dick Gregory, helping him to become an overnight success. And in a sense, you've taken that further.
Yes, Dick Gregory was one of the first large, big African-American comedians back in the day when nobody was even looking at that genre of comedy and comedians from that population, we'll call it, or from where they were. And my father in Chicago found Dick Gregory, brought him up, and I don't want to say an overnight sensation, possibly was, I wasn't around then, but really helped Dick Gregory get to stardom and, helped make him into the sensation he is today, or was.
We're speaking with Gabe Boxer, who I would humbly say is, in my estimation, probably one of the most community-minded individuals here in Nassau County. He works with many, many important funds like the Leon Mayer Fund, and he created the Kosher Response. And tell us a little bit more about this important work, Gabe, because this was recognized because you stood in a very, very special way, uniting community, especially during the pandemic. And in fact, you received from the Nassau Herald the Man of the Year for this work. So tell us a little bit about this work. Beyond your own kosher guru work, you actually brought the 5 towns together, helping them during a very difficult time. What was this all about? How does it continue today, this Kosher Response?
So always started many years ago when I wanted to show my kids what it means to give back to the community. So we would always volunteer. Rabbi Simcha Lefkowitz, who is the founder of the Leon Mayer Fund, would have food distributions throughout different holidays throughout the year, from the high holidays of Rosh Hashanah, Purim, Passover, Pesach, and run major food distributions. And about 9-10 years ago, I got involved by helping him to organize, helping him run, helping him to order, with my experience working in the food industry, these distributions. And I got more involved as time went on in the organization of doing kindness and charity work for our community. Then during the pandemic, when everyone was sort of stuck at home, I can't sit at home and do nothing. I just can't sit there and watch TV all day. I got to get out. I got to help. I got to do something. So I decided, I got a phone call one day that a doctor at South Nassau Hospital has been working 72 hours straight and he has no food. Keeps kosher, has no food. I quickly ran down the block to a pizza store, loaded my car up, and didn't just bring food for him, but brought a whole bunch of pies and food for his entire crew, whether it was people who keep kosher or not. It's to show that we're all together in this and to help everybody out. And I'm sure they were working also so many hours with no food available as well. From that, I got phone calls and emails and texts. What about me over here? What about there? We have no food here. We have no food in this hospital, in that hospital. Which started Kosher Response, which is a 501c3, a not-for-profit that was helping people during COVID as we were delivering thousands. And I mean, it started off as 10, 20, then hundreds, then thousands of meals a day to frontline heroes, frontline workers throughout the pandemic. For months and months, we did not stop. There was not a day, even Shabbos, we were sending Shabbos food on Arab Shabbos from all over the tri-state area, with volunteers coming from all over the tri-state area. We even sent to Chicago, places in Chicago we organized, in Los Angeles, in Texas, a lot in South Florida. I went on and on. And then I got phone calls months into it as we were starting to get a little bit better. That's nice that we're giving to the frontline heroes from police, firefighters, sanitation workers, doctors, nurses, but I don't have what to support my own family. I've been out of work. We then transitioned to helping local families. We were located on the South Shore in the 5 towns. We were helping them with Shabbos food packages every week. There were other organizations that do help, but I guess with budget constraints, they were not able to help so many new families. So we stepped up and took on a few hundred families a week of giving them full packages of food, full meals for Shabbos from Friday night and Shabbos day for their families. And during the week, we don't have a soup kitchen in our area. Thank God we never really needed one. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't, but for whatever it is, we did not have one. So what I did is I teamed up with a lot of local restaurants that they were selling me restaurant gift cards at a discount price. So we were giving those gift cards to local families. So in a very, very nice way, they were able to go to these restaurants with a normal gift card and purchase food and meals for their family during the week. And from there, Kosher Response just took off and started helping people. And till today, we teamed up, and now with the Leon Meyer Fund, in conjunction with Kosher Response, Rabbi Simcha Lefkowitz became my partner, and Chesed, I became his partner in doing kindness and good. We run on the South Shore of Long Island, and it's open for people all across the island. We have people coming from Gray Neck, from West Hempstead. We have people coming from Queens and Brooklyn, Manhattan. We have a Chesed Center. We run the Mark Raymer Chesed Center, which we started about a year ago now, where it's about a 5,000 square foot facility that is stocked with only new items, from clothing, men's clothing, children's clothing, women's clothing, housewares, home goods, toys for kids, towels, blankets, linen, and so much more for people who are struggling, going through a hard time. They had a fire, family situations, psychological, whatever the issue is,
right.
Here to help them. We have a full-time social worker. They fill out a form. They come in and they get their own 45 minutes of a shopping experience, we call it, where we don't charge them a penny to come in and to take what they need for their family.
Kol hakavod. It's so inspiring. It's so inspiring to hear a young person like yourself taking these leadership roles with you know, totally dedicated from A to Z. Really very inspiring, very inspiring. But I also notice, Gabe, that with all that you're doing for the community, that you're adding to your repertoire and your resume of involvement, that you'd like to become the commissioner of sanitation for the first district that covers the 5 towns in North Woodmere. Now, what does the commissioner of sanitation entail? What kind of job is that? I mean, I personally, after the Kiddush in my shul in Chabad of Mineola, automatically become the commissioner of sanitation. That means to clean up after the Kiddush. So what is this? And I mean, I get it without running for it, but you have to get votes to put you into that particular position, which I think you're so well ready for this, because you understand the community, you understand involvement in the community. What does the commissioner of sanitation entail?
So it's funny because I've always been eating and cooking and causing a lot of garbage. So now it's time to help take out my own garbage. And with all of the work I've been doing for the entire community, uniting the community, from each segment of the community, I decided to step up, and there was an open seat this year. There's 5 commissioners. There's an open seat, and I'm running for Sanitary District 1 commissioner. Need to help to get us a vote. It's very, very integral that we have someone who has the same goals and mindset of the community on the board. The election is this Monday night, July 11th, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at 2 Bay Boulevard in the Sanitation District office, which is behind Costco in Lawrence. You can message me or help with whatever you need. But there is so much involved in our district. We have side pickup of the house. We want to keep that as an integral part for people who live here. We want to educate our residents of how to properly dispose of garbage, recycling. There's not enough education being done of what can be done to recycle and other ways that we compost or can compost. There are issues of special pickups to make it easy for people. We don't even have an app for that in our community, where there's so many people who just do everything on their phone today. I've gotten so many phone calls about how our district can be improved, how we can keep our community clean and keep it clean and get it cleaner and help out. And really what it means is to have somebody who knows how to balance budgets to make sure that our taxpayers are being taken care of properly. And there's oversight and full disclosure that there's no backroom dealings going on. So to have someone who is part of the community, part of knowing how to bring our community together, it's very important to be on that commission, for me to become a commissioner, and to get everybody in the community come out and vote on Monday night.
Fantastic, fantastic. I look forward to be able to not call you not only Gabe Boxer, the kosher guru, but also the kosher sanitation commission as well.
God willing, looking forward to that.
One last question, Gabe. What, after all this conversation, what's your favorite food?
My favorite food. It's a tough question. If you ask me that on Shabbos, you're going to get one answer. If you ask me that during the week, you're going to get another answer. I love food. I grew up in a house where I ate every night delicious meals, went to delicious restaurants, outings. My favorite food, you know what? When it still comes down to it, it's still Heimish kugel.
Wow. Jerusalem kugel, or just the good old...
You know what? As much as I love Yerushalmi Jerusalem kugel, I'm an all-time potato kugel guy. Give me an awesome Heimish potato kugel. I'll be very happy.
Gabe, can you just tell our audience, if anybody wants to reach you, or they know of a family who could take a benefit from the rapid response program that you have,
please reach out. I'd love to. You could look on kosherresponse.com.
Okay,
be on mayorfund.org, or you could email me directly at it's Gabriel, Gabriel, at kosherresponse.com. We will put you in touch with our social worker. Everything is very confidential. You have nothing to worry about. Anyone who needs help, please, we are here to help and want to help.
Thank you again, Abe, for taking your time to join us and to share with us all about your fascinating life in so many different areas. Wish you success in the community leadership and look forward to hearing from you into the future.
Thank you very much, Rabbi. Have a great weekend. Shabbat Shalom, and thank you.
You're welcome.